Hello guys, and welcome to another video from Vintage Radar. Today I'll be showing you how you can polish your watch crystal at home using a few simple tools. Now if you're new to the channel and you like this kind of videos, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, and also check out our website vintageradar.com, as we have thousands of vintage watches for sale, including about 1,000 vintage Swatch watches. So as you can see right here, I have a vintage Swatch watch from the 90s, which has some pretty rough scratches, as you can see from the side. Right here on the right side, it is more scratched, and we can easily remove those using PolyWatch and a little bit of sandpaper for those deeper scratches. So if you are interested in polishing your watch crystals, if you have those vintage acrylic crystals, so the plastic ones, not the glass, because it won't work with PolyWatch and a piece of cloth, you can actually polish them at home and get that very new and fresh look to your watch. So let's see how we can do that. So what you want to do is go and buy different types of sandpaper, and here on the back you'll be able to see a few numbers. So here on the left side we have 800, and here on the right side we have 1500. So that means that this one is a little bit more rough, so the 800, and as the number grows, this one becomes smoother and smoother. You can go even with 2000, 3000, and so on. So we'll be able to go from the one that is more rough to the one that is smoother in order to get those deep scratches out of the watch. Now do not panic when you will see your watch scratched all over, because that is what happens when you go and use sandpaper on a watch crystal. So I've put a little bit of water here in order to help out with the heat, and then you can simply hold your watch and go up and down. Now always try not to go only this way, because your scratches are in all positions, and you want to rotate your watch so that it gets an even polish. So as you can see, a very tiny part of the watch crystal already starts to come off. So that means that you take a very thin layer of plastic above the crystal, and that is when some scratches start to disappear. As you can see here on the right side, a few scratches are still left. You can always use a little bit more light in order to see the scratches and how your polishing is done. So as you can see, we have a light from the lateral, and that helps us even more to see how the polishing goes. So let's continue. Once again, we have that extra plastic from the watch crystal. And here you can already see that it starts to look better and more even. And there are just very few scratches, so deep scratches, that are left from the watch. So I will use this 800 sandpaper once more. And now we can move to the one that is 1500, so that means that this one is smoother. Once again, in all directions, so that you make sure that your watch crystal is polished equally. Once again, you take a wet tissue and you remove everything. And now you can already start to see that the watch crystal is looking a lot better. and you can see that those deep scratches are already gone. So when you finish with the sandpaper, so you get all those deep scratches out of your watch, or if you begin with a watch that wasn't scratched that hard in the beginning, you can go and use PolyWatch from the beginning. Now you can open it, put some paste on the watch crystal, and then put the watch with its crystal on the piece of cloth, and then you simply start polishing once again. And this time as well, try to go in all directions. So if you only want to keep this movement of your wrist, try to rotate the watch, or you can keep the watch in the same position and move your hand in different directions. You can already see that it looks very, very good. We'll try to clean it as well. And now you can already see the crystal that has all those scratches removed, especially the ones on the right side. So that is why we use the sandpaper. If you have very tiny, small scratches, you can use the PolyWatch from the beginning. And if not, first use the sandpaper in order to get the surface even, and then apply the PolyWatch. Now, even if it looks very good, I will apply a little bit more of PolyWatch and repeat the process once again, so that I make sure everything is very, very smooth, and that those tiny scratches that usually you cannot see with your naked eye disappear as well. Now with the swatch, you have to take into consideration that the crystal is a little bit domed. So that means that it isn't flat with the watch case, it actually goes outside the case. And that is what you will see with vintage watches, so vintage watch crystals. And you can also apply a little bit of PolyWatch on the laterals as well, or you can put your watch at an angle and polish it very gently so that you get tiny scratches from those parts as well. So let's clean it a little. And now guys, you can see how this watch looks. So we have a very, very smooth crystal, and this is perfectly now to have a new strap in place, a battery, and to be worn. So let's do that as well. Here we have a few strap choices, and this is something between yellow and green, so light green. And you can actually take the watch straps and have a look one by one and see which one best fits your watch. From my personal taste, I will go with the yellow because the watch hands are yellow. As mentioned, those watch straps will come with new pins, so you can remove them and you can actually use those instead of the old ones. Always make sure to position the watch strap properly. So the buckle should be at 12 o'clock, and make sure not to place it the wrong way. So simply place the 3 parts within the 3 small holes, and then you can take the pin and go from the lateral. Make sure here not to apply too much pressure, because if the holes aren't perfectly aligned, you can actually break those small plastic parts, and that will result in your swatch not to be able to hold your strap in the future. So you can use a pair of pliers or a metallic part in order to press against it very gently so that you do not break anything. Always make sure to move the strap a little, and voila, the first part of the strap is in place. Now let's go with the second part as well. Once again, make sure to position those three parts within the holes. Then take the pin and gently push it inside. Okay, a little bit more. So guys, this is the watch with the new strap, as you can see. And now we can also place the new battery inside. Let's see if it ticks. Yes, of course. Now the battery is inside. We'll be able to set the time. Okay. And now this watch has been restored. You can see that the watch crystal is immaculate. The cleaning and the polishing was successful, and you can actually see that the dial is just like a small mirror, and it is very well polished. So that was the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found something useful and that you can now also polish your watch. If that is so, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, leave a comment, and also make sure to go to vintageradar.com because we have thousands of vintage Swatch watches that were refurbished just like this one, ready to go.